Part 3. Slowly come to Tadasana mountain pose. We're now going towards our standing balance, deep hip opener, and cool down portion of our class. So move the body weight over towards your left foot, and then take your right knee over to the chest. Go ahead and give yourself a nice hug here. Now, choices again, you guys can use your straps, or you can use a hand towel, again, if you want to wipe. For those of you using the hand towel, just grab a hold of your foot here. Keep the knee bent. Bring the arm to the inside. And then once you get comfortable in your balance, then extend your leg forward. Again, or you don't need any of this stuff, you can just grab hold of the big toe. Totally your call, you guys. But for me, I'm going to use the hand towel. If you guys have a strap, use the strap. Totally your call. As soon as you find balance again, then open up the hip over towards the right. To counter this, release your left arm. You can change your focus. You can turn to the left if you wish. Totally your call, and just hold it for 3 more breaths. One more breath. And then meet me all the way back at the center. I'm going to release the strap this time because I want everybody to interlace the fingers underneath the thigh. So now you can push that foot forward. You can keep supporting the thigh here, or let the quads do the work and release your arms high to the sky. Just a couple more breaths. And now we transition this to full expression warrior 3. So as you draw that right leg behind you, come forward. Choices, palms to the heart, palms to the block. If you are using the blocks or palms to the floor, place them under the shoulders. If you're using the blocks, go ahead and plant them under the shoulders. Or option to reach the arms over the ears. And then come all the way back to center. Whew, shake that off. Move the body weight over to the right. So same deal here. We're going to pick up that left knee to the chest. Find balance first. Then you can add. Again, it might be helpful if I use again the strap or the towel. Bring the arm in. Use the palm here. So again, maybe you don't use any of this. You just grab hold of the big toe and extend. Now be super mindful that you want your shoulders to be evenly squared here. We have a tendency to slouch. Keep the spine long. And then you can add. Maybe open up the hip. Counter by releasing your right arm. 3 breaths. Remember that ujjayi. All right, everyone meet me back at the center. Go ahead and release the straps. Release your hand towel. Just cup the thigh here so you can begin to straighten out the knee. Keep supporting the leg, or let the quads do the work. Reach the arms. 3 breaths here. And then we're going to bring that left leg all the way towards the back. Going back to that warrior 3. Maybe palms to the heart. Or use the blocks for balance. Again, details, right? Toes face to the floor. Maybe you bring the palms, prayer, transition into airplane, or full expression, arms over the ears. Release, come to a forward fold. And let's come all the way back up. Shake it up. All right, it's going to toss in one more standing leg balance here. So bring the knee, right knee to the chest. This time place the foot to the inner thigh of the left side. Avoid the knee. If you need to, start low, not a problem. Maybe the toes touch to the ground, or maybe you just plant it against your calf. Place the palms together and hold for 3 breaths. One more. And then release. All right, you guys got this, right? Balancing. Move the weight over to the right side. So same deal here. Bring the left knee nice and high. Maybe you plant it to the thigh. Avoid the knee. If you have to, if you want to, start off low. Work on your balance. Connect the palms. Again, 3 breaths. Ujjayi. Release. Shake it off. All right, let's break that to the floor. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Take a vinyasa or not, you guys. Meet me back, downward facing dog. Exhale on the lower. Inhale on the back bend. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, go ahead and pick up your right leg behind you. Bend at the knee, stack the hip here. And on the exhale, bring the knee behind your right wrist. So we're going to melt your hips behind the right leg here, guys. Release the toes. Just to counter all the push-ups we've been doing, I'm going to take that left arm and draw that right shoulder or left shoulder to the right. Melt forward using a block or the forearm. Let your forehead rest down onto the floor. Just a few breaths here, you guys. Okay, slowly come on. Okay, next is transition this to a seated twist. So lean over towards the right thigh. Take that left leg, bring it around you. Bring it all the way forward. Adjust your hips. Because now you guys bend at the knee. Either bring your left leg, left foot in front of the right, or scoot that left foot all the way across to the right thigh. Go ahead and hug that left knee in so you can use the left palm to support you in the back. Inhale, arms reach, right arm. And exhale, take that twist here. And try to draw the tricep a little bit more to the outer thigh here. The idea is to open the chest, lengthen the spine, and as we exhale, twist deeper into that belly and look behind you. The block may come in super handy, you guys, if you don't quite reach that floor to give you guys that height of the spine. Okay, come back up to neutral. So we're going to do a little bit of fancy here. We're going to take counter twist. So as you face towards the right side, plant your palms to the floor. Stepping onto the left foot, pick up your hips. And then you're going to adjust to turn to face to the back of the mat. And then find your downward facing dog, facing the opposite direction. I know it's fancy. From your downward facing dog, pick up the left leg, bend at the knee, stack up the hips. And on the exhale, bring now your left knee behind the wrist here. So melt behind that leg. Okay? Take now that right shoulder, right arm, cross it all the way towards the left. Use a block or your left forearm to cradle the forehead. And let's hang here for a few rounds. It's important to keep your hips nice and square. So you're not leaning over towards one side or the other. Keep it nice and centered. The blocks will come in handy if you guys need to place that block underneath your left hip. Okay? Get nice and grounded here. And then we slowly come in. So we're going to do that seated twist here. So lean towards that left thigh, take that right leg all the way around. Adjust your hips. Maybe the foot comes in front of you, or maybe that foot slides to the outside of that left thigh. Maybe use a block again, support towards the back. Reach that left arm up, inhale. And as you exhale, squeezing at the bottom belly here, take a nice twist. Your spine is nice and long. You're turning to look past the shoulder. All right, let's bring this party back where it started. So bring the palms over to the left side this time. Okay, so you want to press up again onto the palms, step up onto that right foot, pick up your hips, and then adjust your legs. And then with that, downward facing dog, where it all started. Let's bend the knees, inhale, look forward. And on the exhale, lightly step or hop to seated this time, towards the tops of the mat, so we can extend your legs forward. Take a moment here to just shimmy the hips side to side. Get super rooted to the hips so we can come to a deep forward fold. Inhale, arms reach, and on the exhale, swan leg forward. We want to reach for your feet, either the top sides. If that's not happening, instead of using straps or a towel, bend your knees. Grab hold of your feet anyway. Let's take a group breath, inhale. And as we exhale, lean the chest forward. So the details here, you guys, you want the spine to stay as long as it can in terms of, instead of curving forward. So we're avoiding the curvature. Keep that spine long, lean the chest forward, and then tuck the chin. This last call here to really draw that energy of the belly towards that spine, let all the air out. See if you can come deeper into the fold. One more breath. And we slowly release. As you draw the torso back up lifted, we're going to reach your fingers forward. Use your core now to melt ourselves back down onto our shoulders. That's where it all started. So keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. It'll slow your roll, no pun intended, and then come all the way back down onto the breath. Okay, from here, supine twist. So bending at the knees, you want to go ahead and stack your right thigh over the left. Scoot the hips towards the right so you can melt your knees a little bit more. I like to take a block so that I am completely connected to the floor here as I pin my right shoulder down to the ground. As an added bonus, you can turn your cheek to face opposite of the knees. Look to the right. Keep practicing Ujjayi breath. And keep drawing that belly in. Let's switch sides. So come all the way back at the center. Taking that block with you as an option. As you scoot the hips again to the left side this time, stack your left thigh over the right. Melt the knees across to the right. I use a block. I need that support to keep that left shoulder pinned. And once I melt, then T-arms, and turn the cheek opposite of your knees. Hold here for a couple of breaths. And then press to the palms, fingers, come all the way back up to center. All right, as you unstack the legs, come back up to center. Find your version of happy baby. What are the different versions? First, you want to keep the sacrum flat onto the floor. Then as you draw the knees towards the chest, see if you can grab hold of your toes inside of the feet or outside of the feet. And adjust your arms to make either of those choices. Okay? I'm going to grab for the toes. And as I stack the ankles over the knees, I'm mindful of lifting the hips, the sacrum off the floor, because I see people rock side to side and your spine's not completely supported. So start with the spine flat, and then the option is to rock side to side. The next option is to stay completely at the middle, and then see if you could stack and open up like the frog legs we started earlier. Maybe you straighten out one knee at a time, or maybe we straighten out both knees and point the toes towards the floor. Hold here for just a couple more breaths. One more breath. And then slowly release. We're going to go ahead and rest the legs down onto the floor. Separate the legs good, mats width apart. And then extend, open the palms here. Here's your final resting pose, final shavasana. We close the eyes. And take a break from all the squeezing at the belly. All that Ujjayi breath. Just go back to normal breathing here, folks. Just feel the sensation through the nose. Feel the belly puff up as you inhale. Notice the pause. Feel the belly deflate on the exhale, and you feel the sensation of the nose. I recommend that you guys stay here for at least 3 minutes. 5 if you can hang in there. If you have the time, please hang out in your Shavasana for a couple more minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to start making my way out of this. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Circle again, wrist, elbows, ankles. And circle them opposite direction. Hug the knees into the chest and just let all the air out. Maybe come to cannonball, squeeze. And we counter this by extending legs forward, arms over the ears, arch the little spine. And then we roll over to the right side into fetal position. Let your faces rest onto your bicep and pause here for a moment. Using the palms for support, we lift up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Take another breath with me. Inhale, lift your arms up. Connect the palms to your heart as you exhale. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through this practice. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of the day, and namaste.